Hello everybody, Heather here. This totally does not get easier, for the record. Hey everybody, Heather here, and I've been working most of the day, probably gonna be working most of the night, and there's just nothing visual really to show you as I've just been sitting at my desk for hours and hours. So for today's vlog, I thought I'd talk about some of the tools slash equipment that I use to run my business. And if you guys have been following me, you know that I'm primarily a vlogger and I've been documenting my entrepreneurial journey through vlogs on this YouTube channel. But I also do services for clients in social media marketing, marketing consulting, content creation, and digital media stuff. Aside from my vlogging gear, which will be a separate vlog, I'm gonna be talking about what I use every single day to kind of just make all this stuff happen. If you want more information on any of the products I talk about, you can check the description underneath this video, and I will include the link to the product pages for all of this stuff on Amazon. That's where I bought most of this stuff, so feel free to check it out. All right, so the first thing that I use, this is definitely like, I am with this thing for 20 hours every day. I go to bed with this thing, I work with this thing. It's always, aside from my vlogging camera, this is the other thing that stays with me as much as possible. This is my 2014 13-inch MacBook Air. I think some people are surprised to find out that I use a MacBook Air considering how much content I crunch out, but it handles it fine. I love how portable and thin it is. You know, eventually I'd love to upgrade to a MacBook Pro, but eventually I'd like to upgrade to a MacBook Pro, but for now, this is just great. I have no complaints. It has 120 gigabytes worth of storage, which I'm always at capacity, but aside from that, I love this thing. I really have no complaints. This thing is a workhorse, and for both my full-time job and as an entrepreneur, I've just used this thing always, so I love it. The second thing is my iPhone 6. I could pretty much run my business off of this aside from like video editing, which I could still do on this because I use iMovie and I have the iMovie app on here, but you know, it's just a lot easier with a mouse and a bigger screen. But I really can truly run my business off of this phone. I actually used to film vlogs and Sharespark Media tutorials purely off of this phone. I mean, it's good enough for that, so I love this thing. All right, the next thing is a keyboard cover. It's just a little cover that goes over the keyboard. Looks like this. It's got a cool pattern on it. I just recently got this one. I had been using the old one since I bought this laptop, so it's kind of gross and old. But this thing is cheap. I can't remember how much it is. I want to say like around $5. It comes in a bunch of colors and patterns and stuff, but I mean, I just have it because, you know, you never know, cup of coffee spill, and then at least you got this, so it'll fall on this, you know, crumbs and stuff. It's so worth the $5 for me. So I just want to keep it clean and protected. Next is my Case Logic laptop case. There's no pockets or anything. It's just simple, compact, and I just slip my laptop in here and it does what it needs to do. When my office is portable, I have a home office and then I also have an office at WeWork. It's really important for me to make sure that my equipment is like covered because I put it in my backpack, so I have to have like cushion and padding and stuff. All right, so my babies, let me show you guys. These guys. Ooh. So these are my external hard drives. They are all the same brand and like type. They just look different because they've upgraded over the years and I picked different colors. So this one is the oldest one I've had. I got this one in 2010. There's a lot of stuff on here from like college and stuff. Then the next one I got was, I think, the cherry one, and then I got the blue one, and then I got the white one most recently, like last month. And this is the WD Passport Ultra, and I've formatted them to Max, obviously, since that's what I use. But I love these things. you know, to be honest, I'm pretty rough with them because I just throw them in my backpack, and they've never failed me except for this one time, but it wasn't their fault, it was mine. And I have a vlog where I talk about this, I'll link it here. But I had, each of these are 1 terabyte, so that's 1,000 gigabytes. Before going to Iceland, I decided, you know, it was time to buy a new external hard drive, and I decided to buy a 2 terabyte one just because I was blasting through these. Like if you're daily vlogging, I keep all of my original footage, all of it. Like even my live streams, I download them. I don't know, I want to just make sure I have all of the original footage in case I want to do any like montage videos later or just like look back and stuff. So I blast through these pretty quickly. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna get a 2 terabyte hard drive. And then went to Iceland, brought it, traveled with it, had all my Iceland videos and pictures. And then when I had gotten home, I was at my parents' house, I had it on top of the laptop, it slipped and it landed on the tile floor, and it just like died. And I thought I had lost all of my pictures and videos from Iceland. I was able to recover most of it. From that moment on, I told myself I would only get 1 terabyte just because, you know, in the case that I drop it or mess it up somehow, I would only lose 1 terabyte worth of stuff rather than 2. But ever since that situation, I learned my lesson, and I started getting these things. This is just an external hard drive case. It's like the Amazon Basic one. So it fits just one of these. So I take off the USB cord, strap this bad boy in here, in the fold here, boom, zip it up, and it's like really durable. So now I keep them in these things whenever I need to take them with me, which is always. All right, and then the last thing is a mouse. I know that might sound obvious, but if you're trying to edit videos like every day, this thing is like a game changer. It just makes it so much easier to be able to manipulate and edit your footage. I'm sure they've upgraded these since I bought this thing. So I will leave a link to the most upgraded one in the video description down below. So yeah, all of this stuff pretty much is my office, minus my vlogging gear, which again, I will leave for another vlog, but these are the things I use every single day, and I've really just stuck to them because they've done what I've needed them to do. So I swear by all of these products, and again, if you want to check them out, check the video description down below. With that said, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will catch you guys tomorrow. Bye! Have you checked out my Patreon yet? Check it out at patreon.com/HeatherJustCreate. There's a bunch of rewards that I think a lot of you would find valuable, and by supporting me on Patreon, you'll be helping me to continue creating more digital content like this. So go check it out. Yeah, go check it out.